Hi Aquarius, this is your horoscope for October 2023. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today, and I'm going to have a look at the chart in October, see how the planets move and interact with each other. And the point of these horoscopes is to try and get a sense of what energy the planets create amongst themselves and how that's going to influence you. And this is for you guys, Aquarius specifically. So Sun sign Aquarius, then rising sign Aquarius, and then moon sign Aquarius in that order. We have two eclipses happening in October, so it's a really important month that's going to influence us not just in October, but way beyond for the next 6 months. So I'm going to go through the key things that happen here. The first thing is on the 5th of October, we've got Mercury, the communication planet. It goes into Libra in your 9th house. Also in your 9th house, the 9th house is travel and education and broadening your horizons and basically making life bigger. You've got the sun there, which is your identity or the identity that you're striving towards. The transiting midheaven, what you're working on. Mars, which is your drive and ambition, what you really want. And your south node, which is what you're certain about and familiar with. And all of those sit in the 9th in Libra. So you're going to feel at the beginning of this month, this almost compulsion to connect with new things. New places you've never visited and the desire to actually go there. New areas of interest, of study that you can kind of devote yourself to and really jump into. Anything that makes your life seem like you have more options. So meeting new people, trying out different ways of doing things. You're super open-minded at the beginning of the month here, which for you, Aquarius, is saying something because you guys are pretty open-minded anyway when it comes to new ideas. But here in October, you will really, encounter loads and loads of new things and ideas, and you have the opportunity to also share and express some of yours. On the 9th of October, we have Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and creativity. That goes into Virgo, and it's in your 8th house of institutions and other people, and it opposes Saturn in Pisces. So this is somewhat problematic because you may get a sense of, do you know what, in business, this is what's right and wrong. This is what we can do and what we can't do or shouldn't do, right? And if you're working for other people or with other people, around the 9th of October, you may notice that someone or a group of people are doing things that you don't necessarily agree with. And the question then is, do I speak up and criticize this thing and say, I don't like this? Or do I just zip it and go along? And my suggestion is, the thing is, if you speak up about something, it's likely not to be welcomed with open arms, right? Like if the company has worked on this project for 3 months, it needs to be submitted on Monday. And then on the Friday, you come along and say, hey, actually, this is not acceptable. We need to change this whole thing around. Then the boss isn't going to say, oh yeah, sure, great, let's amend again. But in terms of you, the way you feel about your work, the way you feel about your place in the world, it's important that you do speak up and that you do say, do you know what, this isn't quite accurate. It may not be comfortable in the moment, but in the long run, you're going to save the business a lot of time and effort in terms of undoing that error later on. And the discomfort of speaking up is totally outweighed by the value you're adding by speaking up. On the 10th of October, we've got Pluto, the planet of transformation and change. That's in Capricorn, and that goes direct. And it sits right on top of your rising sign. The rising is your default setting. It's what you naturally embody, right? So Pluto and Capricorn moving forward means that you're going to get a lot of new ideas from the physical world. So other people in your life, the places you travel to, the new books that you've opened and that you're now reading, all of those are going to affect a profound change in the way you see yourself, your future, and what you can and cannot do. So it's really things opening it up. And if you have one option at the beginning of October, you'll have 5 by the 10th of October. On the 12th of October, we have Mars, the planet of drive and ambition. That goes into Scorpio and it moves into your 10th house. So now the focus shifts a little bit and you're not so interested in exploring and travel. So the first 2 weeks of the month really, or the first 12 days until the 12th of October, if you can take some time off to travel or to study or to explore new things, I would really recommend you do it in the first 2 weeks of October. When Mars shifts into your 10th house here on the 12th, it means that the main focus now is my work. And the ideas that I've received in the last 2 weeks, how am I now going to work with those ideas and implement them and make sure that they affect my working life positively? So you see, you're not going to want to travel around and be off. You'll want to work really hard. On the 14th of October, we have a new moon in Libra, which is also the eclipse. So a new moon in itself is when the sun and the moon conjunct. The moon goes pitch black and it goes inward. It says, do you know what? I'm not interested in shining and entertaining the humans on earth. I'm going inwards to recharge and to figure things out for myself before I start my next 28-day cycle. That's why a new moon is such a good time to plant new seeds of intention, because you can use all this energy that's being pulled in and then decide how you're going to spend it in the next month. This new moon in Libra is interrupted by the solar annular eclipse. So the moon moves in front of the sun and blocks it out, leaving a ring of fire. And it means that the influence of this new moon is going to be felt for the next 6 months. So what you don't lose in October and over the next 6 months is this willingness to experience new things. Yes, on the 12th of October, work comes in and becomes a priority, but you never lose this willingness and openness to see new places or to learn new bits of information or to gather new skills. So if you are an Aquarius who is looking to retrain or to start your own business or to improve your existing work and the work of the company you work for, all of those things are very easily done and should be done to improve your circumstances. On the 22nd of October, we have Mercury going into Scorpio, also in your 10th house. So the focus on work becomes even stronger. You'll want to make changes to your work so that it feels meaningful. It feels like you're using your own skills and talents. So basically, if you've had the dubious luxury of being in a job that pays you every month, but you've been bored to tears and you really aren't interested, then you're not going to be able to tolerate that for much longer. You'll get this sense of, do you know what, I spend 10 hours a day here. I need it to be important and meaningful. I don't want to just waste my time anymore. So the path narrows a little bit and you're being pushed in a direction which says only do work which you're genuinely invested in emotionally, which you think is important. On the 24th of October, we've got the sun going into Scorpio as well. So now we have the sun, identity, I want to become, communication, work, drive, abundance, all in Scorpio in your 10th. So you'll be able to figure out how you can almost catch a glimpse of yourself in future doing this new work and what your life would look like as a result. You can see the abundance that could stem from it. You'll have a sense of drive in a particular direction, and it's all work related. So if you're an Aquarius who has no idea what to do for work, look to figure it out here in October and you'll be very happy with the outcome. On the 28th of October, we have a full moon in Taurus, again interrupted by the eclipse. Full moon in Taurus occurs in your 4th house in Taurus next to Jupiter and Uranus. So you'll find that this is a very rewarding time for your family relationships and for your home and for the people nearest and dearest to you. And because it's interrupted, again, you have access to this for 6 months. So what I think you'll be able to control better than anyone else, Aquarius, in October is both your home life and your working life. Which are huge aspects of our lives. I mean, what else is there? Health and romance and institutions. But I mean, domestic, public, home, work. If you're able to control both those things, you're really sitting in a good spot. So I'd like you to see yourself as like the grand operator. You know, at the airport, they have those towers where they say you can land, you can't land. What are they called? Can't remember. Tell me in the comments, please. But you're in that position of organizing absolutely everything when it comes to your own life. So be open to the new ideas and then kind of, allow them to diffuse into your practical circumstances and take action on them. Nice. So any Aquarians who feel a little bit lost, you're not going to feel lost at the end of October. You'll really get great certainty around this is what I'm supposed to do. Okay. So that's what I get for you in October. I hope you have a fabulous month. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. Check out some of my other videos. I do a weekly horoscope, daily tarot readings, special astrology videos on the eclipses, new moons, full moons. So if you have any interest in any of those areas, or you'd like to talk to me for a personal reading, please do get in touch. Have a wonderful month, and I'll speak to you soon.